Everyone get out!
Hello tankers and tankettes, and welcome to another KV-2 replay. I had one not that long ago which was a similar situation, a KV-2 as a bottom tier, and I can't promise anything as hilarious as one-shotting a tier 8 tank destroyer, but you know, this is still going to be an interesting match, I think. I should say it's one of my own as well. I should point that out, maybe. Maybe. So, Halluf encounter mode might be a bit campy, but I think encounter mode on Halluf is a bit less campy than actual the normal what do you call it? Just the normal battle mode, because there's only one cap circle and it's up in the northwest corner and it forces people to fight over that area. Basically, I think you just get more movement generally. So yes, like I said, bottom tier, I'm going to be very much doing my best to support the higher tiers, because with my reload time I don't especially have the armor or the rate of fire to actually go head to head with any of these people. Because if you look at the match, there's 4 tier 6s on each side, a couple of tier 7s. In fact, the enemy team's got 2 tier 7s, we've got 4 for some reason. So the other team, I don't know, but they've only got 1 more tier 8. Even though we've got more tier 7s, they've actually only got 1 more tier 8. And now the tier 7, you know, we've got a Super Pershing, no, Jagdpanther 2 opposite the T-29. So the T-29, you know, not too unhappy about that, because that's a pretty capable machine. It makes a decent stand-in tier 8, because the tier 8, the T-32, is it's a sort of buffed T-29 almost. Anyway, that's neither here nor there as relates to this battle. I'm going to put myself in a position here where if stuff gets spotted coming towards the cap, hopefully I can put a shot in, and maybe if you know, there's usually a couple of tank destroyers on the ledge area opposite, and if one of those gets spotted, then maybe I can put a shot into that as well. So I don't want to be hanging around here trying to spot stuff myself, because this is not the most nimble machine. I want to be able to pop out at something I know is there and actually take a shot and fall back, because I know if I don't get spotted popping out, I know I definitely will be when I fire, and you can see there, yes I do. It's a big gun, and it's not exactly got the best camo value to begin with, so you better believe that firing that gun gives your position away. Now, so far, we're a bit light on tanks up at this corner, all things considered. Our IS-3 is camping in the middle, the T-34 is right down the other end, but the T-34 is doing something. The IS-3 is kind of not really in a position to shoot that much. I've decided I'm going to do something about this Pershing, because there's no artillery on each side, so he can be annoyingly hull down there. And that's going to be annoying for our tanks trying to get up the hill, unless somebody does something about it. And I may or may not be able to hit him with these shells, but I can give it a go. And I've done, it's only 200 damage, but still, better than before. So I was looking to see if I could polish off that Tiger 2, but let's try a blind shot on where the SU was instead. Probably didn't hit anything, but it was worth a go. By the time I've got myself back into position to shoot at the Pershing, you know, 20 seconds or so will have elapsed anyway, so it was worth firing the shell. It wasn't like I was going to fire it and then regret it because another target popped up. So there we go. He's quite nicely on view for me now. So I was reasonably sure that one would hit, but it didn't do much damage. That was over 200 that time, but considering it plonked into the side of his tank, it may have exploded in the tracks, and that's why it only did 200. This M6 was being a little, I don't know, unresponsive maybe. We've already had a Centurion that rushed towards the cap and died. The enemy Black Prince going towards the cap so early, that was just silly of them. The Tiger 2 getting out in the open like that, that was, you know, there was some derpiness going on in this match. This M6 does at least stay alive a reasonably long time, but I don't know if it was someone playing whilst distracted, because they weren't the sharpest. Now that was a lucky bounce. That was actually off the top of my turret, and that was obviously at an auto bounce angle. And there we go, another 235 damage, so he's looking pretty low health now. So like I said, there's no artillery, but there is me, because this is a big gun. So that Pershing is out the way, but yeah, bad news. Their 2 tier 8s are just about, yes, there we go, they're rushing our 2 tier 7s. And yeah, 280 damage. No, not really. That was actually 52 damage. Someone else hit him. Possibly the Tiger did, or the T-29 as it was rushing down there. But IS-3 and the T-29, and if it was IS-3 was just face-hugging the T-29, it would still be bad because I'm pretty sure he could shoot the hull anyway. But the IS-3 backs up, and yeah, I've put a shot in him, but that's not enough. He's gonna nail that T-29 because he's got a perfect shot into his hull there. And there's not much the T-29 can do about it. So he's down. The Tiger is about to be down. Can I at least finish off the Super First Shake? No, M6 beats me to the punch. He's actually that aware, at least. I think people don't like the M6 too much, but I mean, it's a decent gun. It's the same gun as the Hellcat, pretty much. It's that 90mm gun with 160 penetration, but the tank it's attached to is a far less flexible machine, even though it's got obviously more armour. So that T-34 is encamped down there. We're at 11-8. It's not looking too bad. Unfortunately, we've lost a lot of high tiers. Our IS-3 is not the best player in an IS-3. Let's put it that way. He's got most of his health left, and he could be leading the charge around that corner. But instead, he's still sat there, and he's not doing much, which is not really useful for any of the team. The T-34-3 is at least having a go, and he's going to have... I'm going to spoil the ending right now and say he actually gets the second best score of anyone on our team. I'm also going to spoil the ending and say that IS-3 really doesn't have anywhere close to the second best score. So that T-34 may or may not still be in the same place. We know where the SU is, and the Jagdpanther 2 isn't actually lit up yet, so that guy is being pretty canny. He's staying far back enough and letting other things spot that, you know, he's able to get the damage and he's able to get the kills without exposing himself. That's what I'm trying to say. The IS-3, now, when I said IS-3 you need to move, I was thinking he'd come up the one line and maybe try and... but no, he drives down into the middle, and then he sits there in the middle, and yeah. He is moving forward a bit, but he's going for the dry riverbed, and I don't know why. He should have been basically racing for the rocks in D7. That, D6? D6, I mean D6. And instead he goes for the riverbed, and that is incredibly... That's just a bad idea, because he has no cover there. Especially not against that SU and other stuff. So the yeah, he's taken a hit already, and there we go. He's taken another hit, and the T-34 is about to finish him off. So GG IS-3. That was not particularly smart play, and that was just a waste of a top tier heavy, basically. But that was a lucky shot I pulled off against that T-34 there. I'm basically doing my best to support this T-34-3. Well, that's going to get confusing. And he is low health. The M6 is firing as well. And who will reload first, basically? It was kind of it was a ballsy move by the T-34-3 because he's got terrible gun depression, and I mean really awful. Whereas the T-34, of course, had really good gun depression, so he was relying on the rest of us basically. Now that T-28 Pro is very low health, and oh, okay, we lost possibly our best high tier tank there. The T-28 Pro has done some damage, and yeah, we are now 5 versus 1. 5 versus 1. I can count you guys. This should be easy, right? 6 minutes, 6.5 minutes to go. God, I really can't numbers tonight. 5 versus 1. This should be a cinch. This should just be a walk in the park. One tank in the cap may have been a good idea, but instead 2 tanks go in the cap, and that turns out to be not so much a good idea. The T-28 Prot at this point at least should have been moving up towards the cap, but he wastes about 2 minutes, 2 precious minutes, before he actually gets moving. So he sits there the whole time whilst quite a lot of important stuff is going on, and that is very unfortunate. Yes, he did some damage, yes, he got the kills, but he was not doing the best thing at that point by a long shot. Now you'll notice here I am switching to AP shells, and that's because I think I'm going to get a shot in the ass of this Jagdpanther 2. And it's not a totally stupid idea, because I can pen for, oh god, what is it, 750 damage, something like that. So if I get a good roll, you know, if it's HE and it doesn't pen and explodes on the outside, then, you know, 250, 300 damage maybe. But if I get a penetrating shot with the AP ammo, then that could be pretty damn nice. So yeah, that Jackson is dead, which was predictable. The M6 is still there. He's still trying to cap. To be honest, he was a bit stuck at this point. If he tried to run away, he may have been spotted. But the fact is, he was just doing his best to take cover, and there's not a whole lot we could do to really cover him where we are at the moment. I've just spent over a minute getting up, getting across and getting up this hill. The Jagdpanther 2 is still there with me. We're together at the moment, which is good, but he's not going to stick around and wait for me, which is not so good. T28 prop is still not moving. If he'd been covering the cap, this could have been kind of a different story. But as it is, the M6 is a one-shot kill for the JP2, I think. He's not, he's got a close to zero chance of bouncing the shot. His only chance is if, like, it goes in the tracks or something. Oh, and there he is. Wow, he went all the way up there and round. And if the T28 prop had been in place to cover the cap at that point, we could have maybe, he could have at least shot the guy, and this might have been a bit easier. But no, we've lost the M6. It's now 3 versus 1. This is now looking a bit less certain because it's me, the Jagdpanther, and a very low health T28 prop. So yeah, we kind of should still be able to do this, but the Jagdpanther 2, like I said, he's rushing ahead of me. We can't combine our firepower at the moment. I'm really hampered by my low speed, and also my low reload is going to be a problem. I can put a shot into the Jagdpanther 2, I can hurt him, but I really need somebody else to be shooting at him at the same time, because if it's just me, then I am pretty much screwed. There is no way I can reload in time to kill the JP2, basically. So, yeah, Jagdpanther, no, you've taken a hit there. That's not so good. Can I at least get round to shoot the JP2? I'm loading up my HE again because, yeah, unfortunately, because I was loading up the HE, I didn't get a shot. That was unfortunate. If I'd stayed with AP, I could have had a shot there. This could have been a different story. There we go. Jagdpanther is now down. I don't know why he didn't back off, but you can see there in the chat I was getting a bit frustrated now because there is the potential we could lose this. If he kills the T28 prop, that's it. I am pretty much screwed. I'm going to get one shot in and he can just sit there in front of me, knowing I can't reload in time. So, yeah, fair play to the Jagdpanther 2 player. He read the situation well. He knew what he was doing. Now, he looked like he was going to maybe try and go around and flank the T28 prop. Instead, he backs off. Now, he would have proximity spotted the T28. Maybe he thought he could get up there and shoot the guy. I don't know. This is still... It could go either way. The T28 prop just has to shoot him once. I might be able to get then a shot in that has sufficiently high damage that I can actually kill this guy. So... this is going to be damn close. Well, we're getting down there on time as well. It's now less than 2 minutes. I mean, this was... We went from 6 versus 1... with the T-34-3 still being alive, and we're now down to 2 versus 1. So... the team did all the wrong things. Now, T28 fired and missed. I fired, hit the guy. He knows I'm reloading, so this... yeah, back the hell up. He's coming for me. Oh dear, okay. This could be it, this could be it. But, he stops. Maybe he doesn't want to get shot in the ass by the T28 prop. Not sure the T28 prop's going to be able to get down there in time, but the guy decides, okay, go for the KV-2 after all. But look what happens. Oh yeah, KV-2, gotta love it. So I didn't think I would get the kill on that guy, much less get all his remaining health, and that was just even so incredibly close. We had some good luck there, we had some bad luck. There was very derpy players on both teams, but that guy, what's his name there, John Duck. Kudos to you, John Duck, because you played pretty well there. They actually got the most damage of anyone on either side. and I got the best score, but John Doc actually got the third best because alongside his top gun, I suspect he got a sniper medal, and that gave him enough to have the basically the same score as if they'd won. So yeah, that was derpy. There were some particularly derpy moments in that game. And none of them had to do with me, apart from that one moment where if I'd had the AP loaded, maybe I could have killed him sooner, maybe, or at least hurt him. But as it was, we pulled it through, and I came my way from that with the top score because I did quite a decent amount of damage, and I did it against higher tiers, and that's the beauty of the 152 mil derp. If you can do the damage and it's this kind of situation, you can walk away with quite a nice amount of credits because your 152 mil HE shell, it's pretty much not going to bounce ever. If you can hit it, you can damage it, and even if it's only 50 damage, that's still more than you would have done otherwise. So, yeah, the KV-2, it's not I wouldn't say it scales up in quite the same way as, say, the T-29 or the Hellcat or the Cromwell, which are all very good against higher tiers. But if you have the right set of circumstances, you can pull off a kind of a miracle save, as in this circumstance. You know, there was a certain amount of luck involved, but I know the KV-2 well enough to know what it's capable of and what to do in it, and all that kind of helps in producing these kind of wins. And I like to think my KV-2 win rate is pretty decent, and most of it is solo games. I know what I'm doing in the KV-2 at least. It's kind of weird because I like my fast-firing pew-pew guns, but I also like the KV-2. It's my semi-mascot for a reason. Anyway, if you enjoyed this replay, you can leave a comment, you can hit the like button, you can subscribe to my channel, you can go check out my Facebook page where I have various news and things, and of course, as always, stay tuned for more.